these streets.
And I'm just like you.
We getting locked by these caps.
And I'm just like you.
We fulfill the
And
prophecies.
I'm just like you.
You might be light, I might be dark.
But I'm just like you.
We kill each other over colors.
And I'm just like you.
I'm in these ghettos, in these
And
slums.
I'm just like you.
They call you nigga, call me spick.
And I'm just like you.
You was 1619, I was 1492. We getting shot in these streets.
And I'm just like you.
We getting locked by these
And
caps.
I'm just like you.
Welcome to FCN Quick News of the Week. I'm your host, Officer Liam, and this week in the news,
Family of
Andres Guardado.
killed by sheriff deputy files lawsuit amid Compton Station gang allegation.
Scroll down, read that.
The parents of Andres Guardado filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Los Angeles County and its sheriff's department Tuesday afternoon, waiting for more than 2 months to get answers on their teen son's fatal shooting involved 2 sheriff deputies. Guardado, 18, was shot 5 times in the back June 18th while working as a security guard at an auto body shop in Gardena. The officers involved in this killing have been identified as deputies Miguel Vega, who opened fire, and Chris Hernandez, who didn't shoot. Both are deputies at the sheriff's station in Compton, California.
In Compton, California, that's a photo of the young brother there. As far as was murdered, shot 5 times in the back by deputies. Now, once again, this don't only happen to the so-called blacks. It also happened to the Hispanics, who are what? Also the 12 tribes of Israel. It happens to the blacks, and it also happens to the Hispanics. All right, I want to get Jeremiah 50 and verse 33 to show what? It only happens to the blacks, but also to the Hispanics, because what? They are both Israel according to the Bible. Read.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah.
So when it says the children of Israel, it's the so-called Hispanics. Read.
The children of Israel and the children of Judah,
Which is Judah, which is the so-called blacks. Read.
were oppressed together.
Was what?
Were oppressed together.
Were oppressed together, showing that the Spanish, the so-called Spanish and the so-called blacks are brothers, are the Israelites according to the Bible. Read.
Were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
Refused to let them go. That's how you know both of them, the blacks and Hispanics, are in this captivity today. Now let's go back to the article. Let's go back to the article and then read again the first paragraph.
Officers allegedly saw him with a gun. Guardado then ran away, and officers chased him into an alley in the back of a building where he was killed.
Where he was killed. So the cops, they said, listen, they ran to the back, didn't even give the brother a chance. They shot him in the back. It was a kid, only 18 years old. The cops don't care how old you are. They don't care as far as if you have a family. They will kill you. They will. Let us get that. Give me that in Deuteronomy 28 and 50. They don't care if you're a child, how old you are. They will kill you if you're black or Hispanic. At this point, what? He was a Hispanic. He was an Israelite. Read that.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young.
So it shows what? The enemies, the nation of fear countenance, they don't care how old you are or how young you are. They will shoot you first and ask questions later. That's how you know our people is in captivity today. Then let's go back to the article again. Read that again, that paragraph.
Officers allegedly saw him with a gun. Guardado then ran away, and officers chased him in an alley in the back of a building where he was killed. Captain Kent Wegener, head of the Homicide Bureau, said in a press conference in June, while a .40 caliber semi-automatic pistol that hadn't been fired was found at the scene. Authorities are unable to clarify whether Guardado ever aimed the gun at deputies.
So ever aim, go up. Let me see. Go back down. Go back down. We read that. Go back down. Go back down. All right, read that video. Read that.
Investigators have said that there is no video of the shooting since deputies had no body cameras. They said a program to provide the cameras had been stalled for years. They also said that officers were unable to find video footage of the shooting from surrounding businesses.
for surrounding businesses. So first off, the cops, by law, they supposed to wear body cams as far as for their daily activity for anything that transpired, like a situation like this. Then they said, well, of videos, cams around the business area, they could not find any footage showing what took place. Now, once again, there is cameras showing them because what? They don't want themselves to find themselves guilty. Let me get that. In Habakkuk 1, verse 4.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1 and verse 4. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth.
So it says what? The judgment, what? The law is slack, and judgment never go forth. Because what? And they would have the law, because what? The law was to put a body cam on every officer, every deputy, so they could know their daily routine, their daily actions. Read.
For the wicked doth compass about righteousness.
Because what? The wickedness, what? The deputies always compass the righteous what? Because the brother was Israel. And the brother was shot wrongfully. He turned his back and ran. And they shot him 5 times in the back. Not once, not as far as one shot warning. Shot him 5 times as he was running. And they said the brother may have been armed, but they're not sure. But they have found as far as a weapon. Let's go back to the article. Let's read that again.
Investigators have said there is no video of the shooting since deputies had no body cameras. They said a program to provide the cameras have been stalled for years. They also said officers were unable to find video footage of the shootings from surrounding businesses. Nicholas Yoka, attorney for the Guardado family, said in a statement, the Guardado family deserves their day in court, and they are now taking the first steps towards getting justice.
Showing that what this family never received any justice is what the law is like. And believe it or not, they're going to find these cops not guilty. Because it took them a while, almost 2 months, for them to get any answer concerning their son's death. So now they saying what? We want justice. Now let's go ahead and talk about the justice. Because guess what? If that brother, Andreas, would have been following God's laws, he would have been safe. He would have known what to do. Let's get Proverbs 12 and 21.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 21. There shall no evil happen to the just.
No evil happen to the just. The just are those that keep God's laws. No evil would have happened to him if he would have kept God's laws. Read.
But the wicked shall be filled with mischief.
But the wicked shall be filled with mischief, what? With harm. Because he wasn't keeping God's laws at that moment, what? He was harmed. If he would have knew, if I was keeping God's law, I would have never been worried. Cops would have showed us and said, listen, stunt, I am working, and I'm just here, ain't doing nothing wrong. Any information, you could come and ask. All right, now let's get Psalms 91, verse 10.
The book of Psalms, chapter 91 and verse 10. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee.
So the Most High said, if he would have kept God's laws, he would have had angels set around him. Watch over him for every step he would have taken. Make sure no harm comes to him. But what happened? Wasn't keeping God's laws, and he had no angel. Now let's go to Proverbs 7 and 2.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and 2. Keep my commandments and live.
Most High said, keep his commandments and live. You don't have to worry about death coming your way if you'll keep God's laws. Read on.
Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye.
So he should have God's commandments as an apple of his eye every day, speaking and living God's laws, and he would have had no harm. Now let's go to Proverbs 16 and 7.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 7. When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
If he would have kept God's laws, the enemy, the deputies that sought to kill him, Most High say he would have put peace with him. Read that again.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 7. When a man's ways please the Lord.
When a man's ways please the Lord. The pleasing of the Lord is what? Keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. That would, if Andreas would have pleased him by keeping his laws, read.
He maketh even his enemies to be
Enemies, the deputies, those 2 deputies that saw and killed him on the back with 5 shots. Read that part again.
He maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Be at peace with him. He would have never got shot 5 times in the back. The cops would have came, the deputies would have spoke to him, and all would have been spoken peaceful words. But as far as what took place, the brother Andres had been shot 5 times in the back wrongfully.
We used to scream Black Power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.